pleased to welcome you all. The occasion, of course, is the memorial to Solveig Stone. Councillor Solveig Stone, Cabinet Member, my fellow ward councillor. I met her first before I became a member of the council, and as always, a very impressive and determined lady. You want me to speak louder, Mervyn? I'll move forward a bit. I don't suppose you disagree with the determined. She was always very impressive, and she always had a great concern for people in the ward, and always did her best for them. I won't say that I agreed with her every time, but it would be very bizarre if two politicians did agree all the time. I know enough to know that she was very concerned about representing local people and about the democratic element. She belonged to a generation and also came from a country which leads to that sort of attitude. A time when things were rather harder, whatever we may think about the position at the moment. I would think that Norway, during the war, would not have been the most luxurious place to live, particularly up in the north. And when it comes to the political element, she is, as far as I know, the only one of us who has spent formative years living in an occupied country and knows what it is to suffer from an oppressive dictatorship. I remember telling me this may be perhaps where some of her tenacity came from. I remember her telling me how upset her mother was when she found that her father had been hiding arms for the resistance, I think in the bottom of his fishing boat. He hadn't told anybody, including his wife, and when he did tell her, I don't think he was terribly popular for a little while. That's something of Solveig's background. Then, of course, this country and what we know. Children who attended Hayden School, working in areas relevant to the work that she later did with the council. The libraries, teaching herself, teaching nursery nurses at Uxbridge College, and 8 years service with Citizens Advice Bureau, which must have been quite a good grounding towards dealing with some of the problems that councillors, I nearly said get stuck with, the problems that come to councillors and which they have to deal with. So from there, of course, to education and social services on a rather higher level, and actually making the decisions. And not always the case with politicians in that position. I know that she did make decisions, and I know that again she dug her heels in on occasion to get her own way against senior officers. So, somebody worth remembering in the borough and in the ward, and not just to her own family and friends, who I am of course also very pleased to see here today. I thank everybody who's been involved in this, including the officers who are here, and I will now, if I may, unveiled this bench.